friends, this is Kyle from Teacher's Teacher, and in this video we are going over some basic use of Google Slides. Now, if we are creating a new Google Slides presentation, we can do that in one of two ways. The normal way that we've been looking at things is going up to this new button, and then we can just go down and click Google Slides right here. Now, the other way to do this is we can actually go to our Google Apps button and click, and then we actually have all of these apps that we can open up individually. You'll see I have Google Docs, I have Google Drive, and we can even open up Docs and or Google Slides straight from this menu. Now, I don't actually have slides on my menu here. You might have it, and I just spent a whole bunch of time looking up how to add it to this specific menu, and I couldn't really find anything that was super meaningful or helpful. So I kind of have a small workaround here. So let's say we want to open up a new Google Slides presentation, and I have Docs there. I mean, you might have slides, but I can click on Docs. It's going to take me to this screen where it's going to show me information about Docs and a bunch of different templates and other docs that I have. But if I go to this main menu, I can actually click on Slides, and then it'll take me to the Slides screen. And the nice thing about this is that it actually has a bunch of different templates created that I can just click on and use to open up within my drive. So if I hit show the entire template gallery, you'll see that there's a lot of different templates that I can use. So if you are, looking for anything in specific that's kind of already pre-formatted, this is really great for you to use. Now I'm gonna go back, and then I actually want to make a new slide presentation, and I just want to make a blank one. So I'm gonna go ahead and hit blank, and then it's going to open up a new slide presentation that is going to be saved in my drive. Now I want to make this a presentation about cells, so I'm going to put cell presentation for the title. And then I'm going to add in a title here, cells. Now you'll notice that when we open up a blank presentation, the first slide is pre-formatted for you kind of as a title slide, and you can add a subtitle to this as well. Now if we want to add slides to this, it's pretty simple. All we have to do is go over to this new slide button. Now we can click new slide, and it'll kind of pre-generate the most commonly used slide, which is just one with a title box and then a box for adding in other text and information. But if we want to make it a little bit different, we can click this drop down arrow, and then it actually gives us a bunch of pre-made types of slides depending on what we're looking for. And even just a blank one if you want to mess around with the formatting yourself. So let's just go ahead and add a blank one. So now I have 3 slides in my presentation that I can use and that I can play around with. So let's go ahead and add some information to my slides. So I'm going to say that this is going to be about cell organelles, and then I can click and add some text here. Now if I go up to this menu, if I want to add a bulleted list, or if I wanted to add a number list, I can do that as well. And you'll notice that for all of these things, there's hotkeys that pop up. So Control-Shift-8, that'll give me a bulleted list. Control-Shift-7, that'll give me a numbered list. So if I know the command, I can just hit Control-Shift-8, and it'll start a list. So I want to say that there's a nucleus in here, mitochondria, I can say ribosomes, and so on and so forth to add to my presentation that I can, give to my students. Now I'm typing this within a text box, but if I want to add a new text box to this, all I need to do is click this button right here that says text box, and then you'll notice my cursor changes to a little plus sign, and then that will just allow me to draw a new text box. And if I want to add in more information here, then I can actually manipulate the text box. I can change the width of the lines, I can even change the color of the lines, and I can move this thing around and click and drag it. So I can add in really any information that I want. And the nice thing about slides is that all the text box features are very, very simple and easy to use, and they move and manipulate very well. But I want to do a little bit more than just that. I want to kind of jazz it up a little bit. Maybe I want to add a background image or color to my slide. So if I click on a slide, all I need to do is hit background, and then it'll give me the option to change this color. So if I want to add a nice color to the back of my slides, I can do that, and I can click done, and you'll see that the color has changed. And if I want to do that to all my slides, I can just highlight one and hit Control A, which will copy all of them at the same time. And then I can go ahead and change the background just with one click, and then you'll see that it changes the background to all the slides that I have. Now let me undo that, Control Z, Control Z. You'll notice that up here already, there are different themes that I can click if I actually want to increase the look of my presentation, make things look, a lot more formal. There are already these pre-made themes that are kind of built in. So now this box might be closed for you, that's fine. All you need to do is go over here and hit theme, and this will pop up. And you'll notice you can just kind of click and it'll reformat everything based on the theme that you chose. So you can go ahead and click through and pick which one you think looks best for you and for your presentation style. But there's a whole bunch of different options. I actually like this one a lot. I feel like I use this one more than anything. I just like the look of it. That's just a preference, but this option is always there. Now this program is great for giving presentations if we're trying to give out information, but for me, especially, some of the information that I want to give is like a set of directions that students need to do in my class for that specific day. So what I usually do is create a slide that has a title, usually just a title and some kind of body. Let's say it could be 2 columns. So I want to say that these are my directions. And then I want to have a numbered list, so I do Control-Shift-7. And then I want to say, okay, direction number 1, do this, number 2, do that, number 3, do this, and I have kind of a list for them. Now, what I also love to do within the realm of this program is I like to add a video, and I like to add a video to my presentation that actually is just a timer. So I'm going to show you how to do that, and I think it's really great. And if you're actually adding any other type of video that you're actually going to watch, you can do that as well with this same method. But I really like to add timers, and I think it helps a lot with keeping students on track. So I'm going to go up to this insert button, and I'm going to click video, and then it'll give me a couple different options of what type of video that I can add. So I can search for a video on YouTube to add directly. I can add it by a URL, or I can add a video from my Google Drive that I have saved. So let's go back. Let's search on YouTube. Let's say 5-minute timer. Hit enter. It's going to search. And then I have this video right here of a 5-minute timer. So I hit select, and then now this should open up in its own separate window. So then when I actually go ahead and present this presentation, I'll have the option to toggle that on. So let's just do that to see what this looks like. And I'm actually going to delete this slide because there's nothing on it. So let's go to the top. I'm going to hit this button that says present, and it'll kind of take the full screen here. And then all I need to do is either click this arrow to the right, or I can kind of click anywhere on the slide, and then it'll toggle me through the presentation itself. And then I get to my third one, and you'll see that this video has uploaded. So all I need to do is hit play. I say, okay, everybody, here are your directions. They're up on the board. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is what you got to do. You got 5 minutes. Go. I hit the video. It'll load. Or I hope that it'll load. Yep, thank you. And then the timer is up, which is pretty great. Now, the last thing that I want to cover is how to take a Microsoft PowerPoint presentation and convert it into Google Slides. And it's very similar with what we did with making the Google document out of a Microsoft Word document. So all I need to do is hit new. I want to do file upload, and then I'm just going to find a presentation that I have. Let's see, an old, an anatomy presentation here. Nope, not there. Probably should have found one before. I apologize. Here we go. So here's a PowerPoint lecture that I am opening up into my Google Drive. I'm uploading the file. So now you'll see that it has a P here because it is a PowerPoint, and you'll see that it's taking up some space because it's not a Google document. So all I need to do is double click this, and I open with Google Slides. And I really go through the same process that I did before. So once this loads, it kind of saves it as this in-between version of a document where like it's a PowerPoint, but it's also a Drive document that you can edit. So all you need to do is go to File, and then hit Save as Google Slides. And then once you do that, now it'll recreate the document fully within the Google Slides presentation, and then you can use and manipulate this entire thing, delete the old one so you don't use up any of your storage space, and then you are good to go. That about wraps it up for this basics video. I'll see you for the next one, which is advanced uses of Google Slides. Thanks.